A few weeks ago, Access brought you the story of Ernie Sule, a devoted volunteer for Rutland High School sports. After our story aired, former and present coaches chimed in on their experiences with Sule and the impact he's made on them. Today, we bring you their story about the one and only Ernie Sule.
I've known Ernie pretty much since I came here 20 years ago. He was just a guy that just started coming around practice a little bit. I think his daughter was going out with one of the kids on the team, and then he figured I think he was going to be there, so he just wanted to help out. And that's where it all started, I think.
From helping out on the football field to making sure radio broadcasts were ready to go, Ernie's the guy behind the scenes, making sure it all goes off without a hitch. Local radio personality Jack Keeley recalls numerous occasions when the sporting event of the night would never have made the air without Ernie.
We used to, of course, order phone lines from the phone company when we did games, and most of them on the road when we ordered the phone lines, and Ernie at one time worked for the phone company. And quite frankly, it didn't always work out. We'd go to a game and the line would be dead, and somehow, if we were lucky and Ernie was at the same game, he would be able to do something to get the line live for us and save our broadcast. There was one instance, this is the major one. We went to Mount Anthony down in Bennington one year. We had ordered a phone line. People may or may not be familiar with the football field there, but the press box is located right next to the concession stand, or pretty close to it. And Ernie actually was down there long before I was, and I generally get to games pretty early. And Ernie had discovered that the phone company had put the phone line in the concession stand instead of in the press box. There was actually a phone line in the concession stand. Ernie discovered that and somehow patched it into the box in the press box. We never would have ever discovered that. We would have, for sure, blown broadcasting that game that night.
From recording video of games to setting up the sidelines, Ernie's always willing to do whatever the task at any time.
I was coaching lacrosse at the high school. I'd been doing it for about 2 years, and then someone referred me to him to do video, and then it just went from there. I asked him, he said, and then all of a sudden he did it, which is typical Ernie, and from there it just went on. It wasn't even a question, he did it all the time, didn't even have to ask him.
Many coaches told us Ernie's the silent hero at RHS, which is why we named him our hometown hero.
He's quiet. He's quiet and he's funny, and he will go out of his way for you if you need anything. I mean, we didn't have chairs one day and he was like, I'm going to get them. Like, he made sure, he asked how many chairs we wanted. He would get us a jug of water before every game just because, like, we didn't ask for it, but he knew the girls were going to be thirsty, and he would grab a jug. We didn't have a jug, so he would make sure it was out there. If he sees our goalies walking along with their huge bag of equipment, he'd go out of his way to pick them up on the way and bring them to the field. Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Ernie's actually been a godsend to our program, and I don't know if anyone else has said so, but a couple of years ago he was going to retire, and I saw he came into practice one day, or I walked into practice one day, and he's down on his hands and knees, and I said, Ernie, what are you doing? And he said, I want my job back. And I said, please, by all means, because what ended up happening was nobody knew what else was going on, where everything was, and anybody would end up calling Ernie anyway to get things done. So he's been a godsend, and he just does a lot of good, and he enjoys it, and the kids enjoy having him around, and I think he really enjoys being around the kids as well.
If it wasn't for him, we would be setting up the gym for every home game, and we certainly couldn't do it as well as he does. I've coached for 20 years. I've been almost every gym in the state, and I still think Keefe is about the best place to play a high school game. And the way it's just so professionally done. It's got a really collegiate atmosphere. And I think he does it purely for the love of the kids, and we're very, very lucky to have him.
Ernie's done more over the years for kids in our area than some may ever know.
He's the type of guy that does an awful lot for a lot of people, that wants and probably gets a little credit as possible. He likes to, kind of be on the down low and just do his job. He's really about helping people and being around the kids, and he and his family have taken a few kids under their wings and done some really nice things that a lot of people don't even know about.
Ernie's taken his love for RHS sports and given it to his grandkids that often show up dressed in Raider colors to cheer alongside their #1 hero.
He really doesn't like to take a lot of credit. He's super funny, so he makes it enjoyable just to have him around. He's got a great sense of humor. And I know I think he was thinking about not doing it a year or two ago, and we're just so glad he's back. The kids respect him, the coaching staff respects him, and every high school would be lucky to have a guy that's willing to put the time he puts in is amazing.
He is an absolutely wonderful guy. He will give you the shirt off his back. Seriously, I can't even begin to say what a nice guy he is. I mean, he's just a terrific guy. He'll do anything for you, and he'll do it happily. I've never seen him complain about anything or any of that stuff. And we're talking about, when I see him, a lot of the things that he does, really 100% of it at this point are all volunteer. I mean, I just can't say enough about the guy. Ernie, you're a great guy. 100%. Great guy.
He's awesome. I wish him the best of luck. I hope he keeps doing it. He made my life so much easier, and I can't thank him enough for all the time that he's given to all the kids at Rutland High.
Hopefully we can squeak at least another 10 more years out of him.
We want to say thank you to all the coaches who made telling Ernie's story a memorable moment for us at PEG TV, and to his family who submitted pictures to help us showcase the type of guy Ernie is and the legacy he's long earned.